Hey Bernard, it's Tor in Portland, and it's going to be 115 degrees here today and tomorrow. It was 106 yesterday, so I thought I'd just give a little report on how it's going up here. I've been really thinking about, with this heat wave, the choices that one would take with a restrained size, say a 5-gallon bucket like I'm doing, and how big is the plant? And then what time of the year is it? And then how that all goes into the equation of a project like this, where I'm trying to help people that haven't gardened before. So let me walk around. About 10 days ago, I ran out of town to go camping. I had a lovely time, but I didn't have a lot of time to build shade structures, so this looks a little bit like I have a drug problem. But I thought a ladder would be a good source of a structure, and I've been able to shed some sunshine. These are just some planks of wood I had in my wood shop. And so these are going quite well. This is 4 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago that the seedlings came in, something like that. And so this is 8 plants for 10 gallons of water. And at about 4 weeks they ran out. I've been, just because I have pity, I've been throwing a little bit of water on them. But so that's you know, up on a rooftop I was kind of like aiming for 6 weeks, so 4 weeks is a lot less. But things are doing quite well here. Basil, even this very loose leaf stuff, is perks up overnight, even though it looks a little sad during the day. These are my bucket things. So this is, you know, 5 gallons divided by 3, so that's more water. Although with smaller plants, the water level goes down faster because it's not a very wide reservoir, which would be better. These guys here are a little older than the other wooden box joy. They look excellent. Very happy, even though it's hot as bejesus up here. So this is my test area for what other vegetables I could grow with a full 5 gallons of water. This is that reservoir system, which was flawed. The water goes into this. I put a float valve in the first one, and I thought, oh, all the nutrient level would be at the same level, but the problem is that means that this is exiting its older, spent nutrient solution into the other ones, and by the time it got to the end, that one's not so happy. Sure set a nice amount of fruit, and by the time the first tomato ripened, I would say it was at about I don't know, 6 gallons, and this is called Little Tom is the variety. It's a little bit smaller. I've been picking from that, but you know, there's nice tomatoes on here. I filled the reservoir now maybe 3 times. So there's that. There are smaller varieties than this, especially if you use the word micro dwarf in your searches. These are a collection of vegetables that I've been hunting for, which is basically the earliest, smallest vegetables I can find. There are cucumbers, different types of edible peas, zucchini, and I have peppers about to go out. And then here I spent a little more time on a shade cloth. I attached it to the bucket and made kind of a oblong caterpillar shaped thing. This pea, for some reason, this variety is not liking the heat. It looks like it's lacking nitrogen, but it's just the variety. These were all planted not very long ago. These buckets are absolutely full. I think they're only down like 2 inches. But man, look at how it's going here. So this is exciting, and it's kind of fun to go researching very small vegetables. I've arrived at this system here with some of your advice about tilting the lid. I think this is pretty straightforward. A stick goes there, and then that tilts the whole bucket enough that when the rain comes, it only pools at the very bottom here, about halfway, and that's pretty far away from the net cups break into the bucket, so not a lot goes in there. These food grade buckets have a rubber gasket, so I snap it all the way down tight. These are Panda plastic bags on Amazon. They're 7 gallons, and then I cut the bottom off to make it into just a tube, and I just let gravity let it sit like this. So that seems to work pretty well. If you put more than one plant up there, you're in trouble, because this pooling water here will go into any breach of the lid that isn't at the very top. You know, so no one's done it yet, but making some sort of extruded plastic lid that is domed. You can see that that's subtly domed. Here I'm just drilling a hole in those silly bucket lids, but you know, they sell these things for $15, which is too much. So for one plant in a bucket, this is a pretty good, you know, it's what I've been doing with all of these. I just put a stick underneath them, and it's a pretty straightforward response to being outdoors in the rain. Thanks for watching. We don't have any humidity, so maybe it's just a weenie out here complaining about the heat, but 115 is something else. Aloha.